Hey guys, this is Graham here at therecordingrevolution.com. Hope you're having an awesome day as usual. Got a quick video for you today. I'm taking a look at the new version of GarageBand from Apple. And GarageBand is a free recording app that comes bundled with every Mac, and it's part of the new iLife 11 bundle. So if you buy a new Mac right now, you're going to get this program for free. And if you already have iLife, already have GarageBand on your Mac, you can upgrade to the whole new suite of iLife, which includes the other programs, of course, iPhoto, iMovie, and iWeb. You can upgrade to the whole bundle for $49. So whether you use those programs or not, in essence, this new upgrade for GarageBand is $49. Now, GarageBand is great because it's free, and they've always made it easy to use. And as the versions come out, they really pack in features. And I just wanted to highlight it really for the first time with you guys because of this new version. It has a ton of new amp models and stomp box models that I want to show you real quick. And then it now includes flex time, which is a stretching algorithm, time-based algorithm, just like in Logic 9 or similar to Elastic Time in Pro Tools or any of these other full-featured DAWs. So it's amazing what they're packing in a free program. So I want to show you how this works. First, let's take a look at the amp models. So right now I have a simple drum loop and a poorly played guitar part, and you'll see why it's played poorly in a minute. All right, excuse the playing for now. There's a reason for all that. But over here on the right, we've got this amp setting. So this is a preset. You got a bunch of presets that you can pop up. And you can, of course, mix and match individually, but the presets are a great starting place. This one's called Britpop. Now, this looks like a very familiar amp design, so you can get a feel for what amp they're trying to emulate. And when you click on the amp, you've got the knobs right here, just like you're looking at the top of the amp. So I can adjust gain, a basic EQ, reverb, and even tremolo, just like on the top of the amp. So let's take a listen. Super cool. So I can just adjust the knobs just like I would on an amp. And then if you double click the amp, you kind of get some nitty-gritty features in the back. This is where you get your input source for the track, what are you plugged into. You have a noise gate built in, and then again you could change the amp model here if you want to keep the amp settings. And then they have a compressor and an EQ already set up on the track. So these are some plugins on the track. So you have access to all that right underneath the amp, and they flip the amp around. So it's kind of cool. It's a visual way to think of editing my simple guitar track. Spin it back around, and you've got your main knobs there right there. Now I've got a sustain pedal here. If I click on it, you can zoom up on it. They call it a squash compressor. But what I can do is double click, and you see all these other pedals pop up that I could choose from, and I have 5 pedal slots. So let me replace this with rock. Drag this up. So that's an overdrive pedal. Let's take a look at that. So I'll disengage it. And now I'll engage it. If I go back to the amp, I'll turn the gain down. Turn the pedal off, back to the amp, dial back the gain. So I have a nice clean tone. So then if I want, I can use the distortion pedal instead. Again, let's double click. Let's grab the blue echo. We'll put that right next to the overdrive. This is a delay pedal. Super cool. I can sync it to the tempo. Super cool. Double click on the pedal again. And let's just grab one more. Let's grab the wah pedal. How cool is that? So you have different modern wahs. You got the Q. And again, that's all on one amp. I could just swap amps. That looks familiar. That looks familiar. That may look familiar to you. Does that look familiar? So you get the idea. They've modeled a whole bunch of amps. They even have the orange. I love it. So you've got all these cool options, all these combinations between amp, stomp box, amp settings, and that's not even addressing the plugins you can put on the track like you would normally. So they have really stepped up the game in terms of singer-songwriter possibilities. When you plug your guitar right into an interface, you have a lot of tones available to you, and you can just get after it. Now what I want to show you is flex time real quick, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but just look at this. Okay. Now I'm playing horribly and I'm off with the beat. Now there's two things that the new version of GarageBand has. One is it will analyze the tracks, but a step further than being able to drag and drop audio, what it can do is make one track the groove guide track, and then it will adjust the timing of the other tracks to lock in place with that groove. So like I want to make the drums the steady groove, and I want my guitar track to line up with it. So instead of right here, I'm all over the place. Let's lock it in. You simply come over here to the left and this little star pops up. It says click to set this track as the groove track. I would love to do that. And it says, hey, we're gonna have to analyze all the audio. So let's do it. So it analyzes, and then I'm going to come over here and just check this little box. And now it's analyzed and locked into place. Let's take a listen. Much better. Let's take it a step further. Now, it tightened up my performance right around here, but I actually played the rhythm wrong. So even though it did lock it to the grid, I want it to fit more with the rhythm I had before. So what you can do is just literally drag notes where you want them. It's that simple. Dragging and stretching notes in GarageBand, a free DAW, the limitations have been removed. This is a program still, even though it's not as full-featured as it could be, people were already making great music in a free program like this, and now they can do a ton more. So if you're a Mac user, check out GarageBand, whatever version you have. It's fun. And if you're really looking for something that can do a ton and is really cheap, you might want to upgrade to this version and see if it's what you need. It might be all you need if you're a singer-songwriter. Pull in your loops, lay down your bass and your guitars and your vocals, tighten them up a bit, bounce it down. Hope that's helpful to you guys. Again, this is Graham at therecordingrevolution.com. Drop me a line, leave me a comment, tell me if you're using GarageBand and if it's been helpful to you. Talk to you soon.